Hey girl, Tuesday night I went to California. I went to California for a job interview, and my flight was at like 5:45, and I didn't get to California until their time, like about 10 o'clock at the airport, which pissed me off. So when I landed in Dallas, because I had to take a flight from Houston to Dallas to get onto another flight to take me to California. So I'm at the airport in Dallas, right? I'm hungry, so I go get me some food there at the airport. This is the biggest mistake of my life. Guys, don't buy food at the airport because it's freaking expensive. Let me tell you, all I ordered was a turkey quesadilla, and I had my choice of the sides, and so I chose some fries, and I got a little like cup, well not cup, bottle of Gatorade, which was like about that big. Okay, sit, go eat my food, whatever, get on the next flight. And when I land in Los Angeles, I happen to look at my bank account. Please explain to me why my food was $20.18. Okay, that quesadilla, that was a sandwich. I could have made that myself. All they did was get some bread, throw some turkey on it, throw some lettuce and stuff on it, and some tomatoes, and cut it in half, triangle shape. I could have did that myself. Okay, so now I land in Los Angeles, call the Uber driver. He drops me off at the hotel. I decided I was going to get a cheap hotel because I was only going to be there not that long. Like, it was going to be less than 5 hours. So I was like, there's no point of me spending like $100 and something on a decent or fancy hotel. And I didn't even think this hotel was going to be like janky or anything. Like, I thought it was going to be decent, but no, this wasn't decent at all. It was far from decent. Yo, I walked in that freaking hotel room. My God, I kid you not, it smelled so freaking bad in there. Like, it was disgusting. Then I happened to look on the floor. So there's water on the floor. And I'm like, why is there water on the floor? Like, they could have cleaned this up. Like, you know. So I go look around, whatever. And by the way, here's a little tour of the hotel. So let me start with the entrance. You walk in. The first thing you see is that you see the lights come on. So like this right here is like the sink area, mirror, blah blah blah. You know, I had cut the light on as soon as I walked in here, and like I went in there and sat on the bed for a second, and the light cut off and I got scared. Look at this. Look at this, bro. I hear him. He going to the bathroom. The light cut on by yourself in there. Okay, I finally got it off. Look at that. What did I tell y'all? Walk in. Now I tried cutting on that lamp over there, but it didn't work. The bed. TV. Me. Hi, me. My clothes. Yeah. And then outside. The only thing that looked like decent was the pool. Ever get a cheap hotel in California. That mess was $62. Bag down on the dresser by the TV. It was there. Took my clothes out for in the morning when I wake up, because I had a job interview at 7 o'clock, and so I was gonna get up at 5 o'clock because you know you hear things about traffic being ridiculous in California. So I didn't want to be late for this job interview, and I wanted to be early because I'm always early on job interviews. So I got my clothes out my bag, laid it out, and my bag was like next to the TV, and it stayed there like for a while. And I was so freaking tired. I didn't go to sleep until about 12 something. So I was really scared to go to sleep, but I was tired and I didn't want to get under the blanket or anything like that. It already smelled. Y'all see what the floors and everything in there look like. So I did not want to really go to sleep at all, but I had to go to sleep. So what I did was I just laid sideways on the bed. I didn't get under the blanket. I laid on top of the blanket and I just fell asleep that way. So it's a quarter to 2 o'clock in the morning and I am woken up to this boom noise. So when I jumped up and I look, I see my bag hanging over like on the like dresser that holds the TV. And I'm looking like, but it was all the way back there. How did it fall? And my deodorant had fell out the bag and on the floor. And I'm looking like, how the hell did that happen? Like, okay. And then I immediately started thinking that there was a rat or something in there. Like, I kid you not, I was so scared to go back to sleep. So I just got back in bed, laid, and then I fell asleep. Got up at 5 o'clock. And the Uber driver, he came and got me at 6. And he was taking me to this job interview. So he's driving me, whatever, and when his navigation said, you have arrived at your destination, I'm looking like, where is it? Like, huh? Because it was at a post office. And so he's looking like, there's no post office here. What, like, what? He was confused. I was confused. And he was like, are you sure it's the right address? I was like, yeah, it's 7001 South Central Avenue. That's what it says on the sheet that I had to go to. So he did like a U-turn and put it back in his navigation again. And it said we had arrived at our destination. And we're just like, huh? Because now let me tell you, from that hotel to this place was 16 minutes, okay? So I'm looking confused, like, how the heck is this, like, it, like, they must have gave me the wrong address. Like, I mean, we started thinking the worst, like, did you pay any money? Were you scammed? I'm like, no, but this was exactly from the USPS website. So we just didn't know. And so he just like, okay, well, there's this big main building for the post office down here. And so he was like, maybe we could go there and maybe you could get some information or whatever there. So as we was like driving still on that street, there was a FedEx. And so he went to the FedEx and showed them the paper and asked them, was there a post office right there? And they said no, there was no post office, never has been, you know. So he decided to drive me to that main post office place. So I went there, there's a line full of people, and then I was like, this must be it. So I get out the car and I asked someone, I was like, what address did they tell you, or what address is this? And so she had the same paper I did, the same address and stuff. And I was like, but why did it send me to somewhere else? She was like, sometimes it does that. So I was like, okay. And so I told the Uber driver it was good and he can go. That Uber ride cost $75. So I went to the interview or whatever, and man, this interview process was long as hell, bruh. So this is from 7 o'clock, and the estimated time frame where it probably was done, it was probably about 2 or a little bit later. And so he was saying, he had mentioned, the guy who was in charge, he was telling us, you may be here to 2 o'clock. And I'm like, 2 o'clock? Like, I have a flight at 4:20. So we're doing this whole like interview process. He was rude to people. I don't know why it's so hard to believe that people don't have criminal records and people may have not been fired from their jobs and stuff. And he was calling like us liars and stuff. Like, why is that so hard to believe? Because I guess maybe because it was a large group of people, but not everybody in this world has freaking criminal background, bruh. I got done with the interview process by like 11:52. And after that, I had like went on my phone and, you know, booked an Uber to come and pick me up to drop me back off at the airport. And I was just going to stay at the airport because I didn't really want to spend any more money on Uber or anything. So this dude was 8 minutes away from me. Okay. Then when he started reaching the 1 minute mark, because on your phone and using the app, you're able to see like where exactly they are, like when they turn, if they're on your street, if they're close by, if they're dead on, like, you know. And this dude was dead on me so many times. It kept saying he's 1 minute away from me, he's right there, like he's right on top of me, like that's where his location was. But he ends up calling me and he's telling me like, where are you and stuff, and I'm like, I'm at a post office and I'm standing in front of the building, it says you're right here. And he's like, I'm not in front of no post office, there's no post office here. And so then he started talking about like that he couldn't find me, and I'm trying to explain to him like the surrounding areas. He was asking me like, what street, like is he going towards the freeway and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know, I'm not from here. And so I told him, I was like, I see a street sign and it says South Central Avenue and it says 70th Street. And he was like, okay. And he still didn't know. Like, he kept going further out, like 15 minutes away from me. And then I was like, okay, I do see an address on one of the buildings, because he told me the address that I gave him was wrong. So, and it wasn't, because this was the address that first Uber driver had gave me, you know, to that place. So he up here, this dude, I tell him, I said, I see an address. It says 7026 South Central. I think it was that address, but I know it was on that street. But that was the building across the street from me. And he's like, okay. And I was like, it's a main post office. It's like big and everything, like the distribution center. And he's like, okay, I know where that's at. And then he started talking about like I gave him the wrong address because I wasn't the right address. And he was like, I know where I'm at. I'm gonna call you when I'm halfway there. Well, when I'm almost there. So literally on the app, it said he was 3 minutes away from where I was. This dude legit went 20 minutes away from where I was. Like, he went like on a freeway and ended up somewhere else that kept taking him a little bit further. Then some kind of way he found his way to where I was. And then he tells me when I get in the car that I gave him the wrong address. Like, I didn't give you the wrong address, okay, bruh? Like, I know where I'm at. Well, I don't really know where I'm at, but I'm pretty sure I would know the address of where I am. And if I just gave you an address on the building. He told me that address that I gave him on the building was wrong too. So I got pissed off at this Uber driver. He was nice, like when I was in the car ride, he made conversation and stuff like that. But I was like, this dude about to charge me a lot of money for him getting lost. Yo, I went on the app like once I got dropped off, and this fool charged me $100 and like some change. And I'm like, $100? So why would I have to pay you $100 when you're the one that got lost? So that pissed me off. Like, I had an attitude, like, you know, that's not even fair. And then I received the email talking about, oh, Raven, I'm sorry that you did not have a great experience and your Uber driver had difficulties finding you. What we suggest you doing is making sure that you have the right address and like some other stuff. the email was saying. It's from the whole Uber manufacturer company. So I'm like, and so I was legit pissed. Like, okay, because now that was like over $200 that was taken out of my account. The first charge was like of $22, and that's from the freaking airport to the hotel. The second one was when the guy picked me up from the hotel and took me to the job interview. And the only one where I felt like it should be money was for him, because, you know, he drove me like back and forth, and he even stayed there and made sure I was at the right place. So I understood why his charge would be $75, but this last dude, no, I don't get it. Like, why I have to pay you $100 because you got lost? I'm at the airport. It's literally time for us to start boarding the plane, and we're holding off boarding the plane. Our plane is supposed to leave at 4:20, and we were supposed to be boarding at 3:50. However, the flight attendant wasn't there. One of the flight attendants wasn't there. So which meant we had to wait, which delayed our flight. And we did not leave the freaking airport until 5:15. People was pissed off, and a lot of us have flights to get on after that. Like, I had a flight where they started boarding people at 6:20. It said that we wasn't going to be there until 6:41. So I'm like, oh my gosh, now I don't even know where I'm at. So I'm going to have to find where I have to go, because this place I was going to was to Phoenix, and then I was going to get on a flight to take me to Houston. So then, like, finally at like 5 something, the flight attendant, she arrives, and people start clapping and stuff, and they were pissed off. They was like, how come we can't just board the plane and then take off when she gets here? Or how about we just find another flight attendant? And they were looking for other flight attendants, but I guess nobody was there or nobody was available. But we had to wait on her, and we were all pissed off, like, yo. And so I was sitting next to this guy on the plane, and he had to get on. We landed at this place at 6:40, right? The guy on the plane asked me if it was okay for me to let him out, so that way he could hurry up and catch his flight, because his flight is supposed to leave at 6:45. Yo, I don't even know if that dude made it on time, because you know how long it takes for people to get off the plane and, you know, stuff. Yo, I took my seatbelt off. The thing was still on. I took it off. I got up. I let the guy out, and it was like, have a seat. The seatbelt sign is still on. And nobody cared. And then finally it went dee, and so we all just jumped up. And it was so many of us that had flights, and it was ridiculous. So we was all pissed off. I was in Los Angeles waiting to get on the flight. Like, I got me some food because I hadn't eaten all day. And when I was at that place for the post office for the job interview, I was like hungry, you know, because now it's like 11 something, I hadn't eaten. And other people was hungry, and the dude told us we could get some snacks, but then he started fussing because we have food in there. Like, you just say we could get something to eat, now you up here whining. He's like, there's no food allowed in here. If you don't like it, then you could get up and leave. Blah, blah. I'm like, yo, chill. Then you shouldn't have said, if you want some snacks, go to the vending machine and get some snacks. I don't know. People irritate my soul to the fullest, yo. And so then I get me so when I'm at the airport, I get me some food, and I go to this place called Wolf Gang Pack, and I ordered a freaking burger and some fries. This mess cost me freaking $15.86. I said, woo! Then the water there was like $4.44. So I was like, okay, let me go to one of these little stores and get me something to drink. I went to, what is this store called? World Duty Free at the airport, right? Got a bottle of water, and this mess cost $3.49. Can y'all see that? $3.49 for some freaking water. I was pissed off. I'm like, all this freaking money that I am spending on food at the airport. Like, I was pissed, yeah. So yeah, anyways, I landed my flight like in Houston at like 11:30, went home, went to bed, and now I'm up trying to get some videos out the way. So that is it, and that's my little journey in California. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.